What's happening? JD at JD's Custom Buggies. Build video number, I'm losing track. I want to say 4. 4 on the Carbide, number 7. MBX Racer. So, I think last we left it, I just cut the front end off and was kind of staring at it and thinking about what I wanted to do to it, and this is what we came up with. First off, let me pick the hood. I just had it up there, kind of make sure it wasn't in the way. I'm going to place it over here real quick. So we got the front end lopped off. Built out the front end a little bit to accommodate all the changes that are going to go on. A little bending, little welding, little notching, and this is what we got so far. So these posts here, I'm going to use my foot. These posts right here should be where our front AR mounts are going to be. So at this point, I have a lot of arm tabs and stuff, and then obviously I've got to make some arms. So at this point, we're just building up the frame a little bit and kind of mapping it out. Trying not to have to go backwards anywhere, trying to think ahead of time where the arms are going to be. Is there going to be clearance for it? So what we'll do is, once we have enough structure going on, I'll make some A-arm tabs for the front, take some measurements, get them to be the same for both sides, and figure out where the rear arm mounts are going to land. Once that happens, I'll start cutting and making an arm. Once I get one arm made, I will make a jig out of that one arm, finish off the other 3, and probably go from there. We'll go with spindles and stuff like that, and just kind of, usually it's arm spindles, shock mounts, rack and pinion mounting. So the rack is going to fit in between these 2 rounded pieces here. There are going to be like 2 down tubes going down for a bumper. Again, like I just stated in the other video I just did for the Earth Dog, I don't want to get too ahead of myself as far as cutting and welding and whatnot, because you need room to get a welder in some places, and we have some meticulous little details we have to put in there before I want to block it off. So what I ended up doing was, I wanted to keep the hood, and it had the hood mounts, so I kind of needed to spread this original main front hoop. So what I did was I just kind of slid on both sides and literally just bent it up to where I wanted it. And then those 2 down tubes, I cut and notched them. And after I got this first piece welded in, used the down tubes to make sure everything was level, and welded the original hoop to those 2 down tubes. So that gave us more of a, less of a sloped front end, and gave us some room to work and put a front end. And what was cool about it was, and it looks like hell now, but it kind of comes together when comes back together when the hood goes in, which is kind of cool. So I think it's gonna be sharp. This is let me get it back up a little bit. So I think it's gonna be a sharp looking buggy, especially when I get the back tied into everything. Still a lot of work to go on this. So that's where I'm at now. We're working on the 248 over there simultaneously. So I'm trying to knock them both out little by little. If I get sometimes you got to walk away from a project, so I just used the one buggy. As soon as I get frustrated, I'll jump to the other buggy, and just to kind of let things settle in my head and figure out where I want to go with the one I walked away from. So that being said, this is going to be it for tonight. Tomorrow, Saturday, I should have a full day. I usually put in a good 12 to 14 hours at the shop on Saturdays. So that's usually when I get a big bulk of work done. So, of course, this is going on JD's Custom Buggies YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe. And let's see, gotbuggies.com. We have a newsletter thing going on. We're coming out with a newsletter, so it'll kind of inform you of sales and MBX news and stuff. And I want to incorporate some other thing. Maybe have customers, pictures of their rides and whatnot, which I think would be kind of cool, and expand it from there. So deal is you go on the website and you sign up for that. You'll get a coupon code in your email, and that's good for 10% off. You can use that anytime. You don't have to use it for your first order. And then for the month, the rest of the month of October, if you do place your first order, you can use the coupon code Halloween19 and use that up right away, because that's going to expire on Halloween. So the other one you can kind of put in your pocket, or save it for later for your second order or whatever you want to do. So it gives you two opportunities right off the bat. Get 10% off of any parts, gear, swag, anything you need. We're constantly uploading new parts. So check it out, gotbuggies.com, GOTBUGGIES. All right, and check us out on Facebook, JD's Custom Buggies on Facebook. I think it's JD's Custom Buggies Inc. So that being said, we'll see you later. Thanks a lot for tuning in.